It is finally here, the week we have all been waiting for. The big game, Super Bowl 57 between the Los Angeles Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Rams really made all of the right moves in the postseason and actually in the season as well in terms of trades, bringing on OBJ, Von Miller, and of course, Matt Stafford to an already stacked roster. Obviously following a little bit in Tampa Bay's footsteps, trying to have the Super Bowl in their home stadium, and they got it. Meanwhile, the Bengals are a team that nobody expected to win the AFC, a conference that is stacked with talented teams, including the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Patriots. Joe Burrow has led his team to some incredible wins in the postseason and now is leading his team into Super Bowl 57. So I want to know from you guys, what's your best bet for this game? We'll start with Jeff.
Ooh, it's going to be a lot of offense out there, but I'm rolling with OBJ over 5.5 receptions. Getting this at plus money is a steal. You talk about volume. He's increased his volume of receptions by 50% over each game, roughly 4, 8, and 11. You got to think about the Cooper Kupp effect. They're going to try to contain Cooper Kupp. It's not going to happen, but that's going to allow Odell to go run wild, right? And you think about the Bengals secondary and how they've performed against some of the number ones and number twos throughout the playoffs. Kelsey had 10 receptions. Hill had 7. Hunter Renfrow, 8. Waller, 7. Julio Jones, 6. It's out there for him. And 6 at plus money, I think Odell's going to smash all of the records that he has, all of the betting odds that he has right now. If you get it at plus money, it is a steal. Take it, take it, take it. I think it's a lock.
Absolutely. Real quick, correction. It is Super Bowl 56, not a year later from now. Oh, wait.
Well, I love that one, Jeff. Katie, I'm going to go with Cooper Kupp anytime, TD. I know that sounds like a little layup, but honestly, how do you not take it? The guy's had 6 TDs in his last 5 games. He had 2 touchdowns against your Niners. I'm sorry. He's had 6 multiple touchdown performances this season. Just absolutely worth swallowing the juice here. And again, you've seen what he's done. I mean, Triple Crown, first Triple Crown since Steve Smith. I'm saying, in terms of best bet, my guy gets in the end zone. And, of course, he's got the comfort of his own stadium. I'm going to dance with Cooper getting in.
You need a sure thing with some of these bets.
Yeah.
You need a sure thing.
Yeah, and if I'm the Cincinnati Bengals defense, I'm looking at it and like, okay, how do we attack this Rams offense? Don't let Cooper Kupp beat you. We have to stop the run to make them one-dimensional, and that leaves Odell Beckham with a lot of one-on-one situations. So I'm going to tell off you, Jeff, and go with Odell Beckham over 63.5 receiving yards, and I think that one's going to be an easy one. He's going to have a lot of one-on-one coverage. He's Eli Apple. We talked about the Bengals defense. They play a lot of zone. Play a lot of top-down defense. They're trying to prevent the big plays, but then you also prevent yourself from making plays as a defense. So I think Odell Beckham's going to have over 63.5 yards.
All right, I'm going a little contrarian here. I'm taking Joe Mixon under 3.5 receptions. That's at plus 105. Now, obviously, a lot of talk here is Joe Burrow and Chase, that connection, and rightfully so. But I do think that Joe Mixon is kind of the backbone of this Bengals offense. He averages 75.3 yards per game, 16 touchdowns this season, and 1 in the postseason. But he's kind of become a little bit more of a dual threat here in the postseason. I mean, he's caught 13 of 15 receptions, a total of 106 receiving yards in just 3 games. There's a lot of people actually talking about his over-under in receiving yards for this game. I kind of like the receptions a little lower here because he's up against a crazy defense here with that front 7 with the Rams and in the secondary as well. So I think we're going to see a little bit of regression for him in these receptions.
He's going to be protecting, chipping on those tackles and the defensive ends.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get into some questions here. First, Jeff, the LA Rams are the latest NFL version of the Dream Team, but unlike the 2011 Eagles, this team is actually going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Is this Rams team too good to lose?
No, they're not, because I saw a team go 18-1 and lose to the Giants in the Super Bowl. That team was probably on the verge of being the greatest team ever in the NFL, and even they lost. It takes a lot. Eric, you know this. It takes a lot to win in the NFL. I think that they've put all their chips in the table, and they should win because they went all in. But just because you go all in doesn't mean that you're going to win. Right. So I think their window is probably this year and next year, but either way, the fans can't be mad because their team did everything they could to try to win this year. So no, I don't think when you're talking about one game to win it all, you're not too good to win it. It's not as much of a big contrast between them and the Bengals as people may want you to think. And look at the line.
Any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday, especially Super Bowl Sunday. All right, Eric, I got one for you. While the Rams were a favorite to complete in the Super Bowl, the Bengals were a surprise to win the AFC, and they're the clear underdogs here. How do the Bengals players approach playing this Rams team that is clearly built to win a Super Bowl?
Well, you know, the Bengals, if I'm a Bengals player, I'm like, listen, we just go out there and ball.
Yeah.
We're playing with the house's money, and unless you live in Cincinnati or your name was Jeff Johnson, I don't think anyone thought that the Bengals would be here in the Super Bowl. So if I'm the Bengals, my hair is down, I'm playing free, I'm doing what got me here, which is just balling, having a good time, and doing a little gritty when you get in the end zone. So I think the pressure is completely off the Bengals in this situation.
All right, Alex, to you. You have a team that was 4-12 last season, and now is the surprise coming out of the AFC against the dream team from LA, built to win right now. How would you rank this among Super Bowl upsets if the Bengals were actually to defeat the Rams?
I mean, Katie, it's up there with the championship Giants. Little Tyree over here, double-digit underdog, of course, undefeated Patriots team. It also reminds me a little bit of that Brady early, takes over for Bledsoe, going against the Rams. Of course, this is a much shorter spread at 4, but you look at Burrow, you look at what Brady did earlier in that beginning of his career, I think it resembles that. It's actually shocking. To your point, very good point, that it is a team that's playing with house money, playing loose. And I asked you that before offset. Is a team so young, can they just play without knowing how hard it is to get to the top of Everest and win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, sometimes you don't know what you don't know, and that could be a good thing because you overthink things. And when you're young, you just go ahead and let it fly.
Yeah, there's almost no pressure on the Bengals. If they lose this, they're going to be back,
and
right?
Burrow and Chase have been in a big game before together as teammates.